Hello everybody, welcome to a new video for me. This is my first time doing like a tier list. And I've made this tier list here of all of the Amtrak heritage units that exist. So this tier list includes 42, 46, 100, 108, 130, 145, 156, 160, 161, 184, 301, 642, and 822. So yeah, we've got quite a few locomotives to get through here. And as you can see, I've got my tiers. We've got Tarsh at bottom tier. It's garbage, Tarsh, trash. So basically, horrible locomotives that I absolutely hate. Okay means it's okay. It's not good, but it's not harsh. Good is, well, it's good. Great, it's great. Heritable means that it is the top tier. It is so good, and I wish I could see it every single day. Okay, so we'll start off going in numerical order. Starting with 42. This is the Veterans paint scheme, and it's pretty good. It's not my favorite paint scheme. It's definitely not as good as 642, the other Veterans paint scheme, but it's pretty good. So I'll put 42 in the good tier. And next we got 46. I don't really like 46. It's literally just a regular Phase 5 Amtrak locomotive with the 50 years decal on it. So for that reason, it's going in Tarsh. It's just not good. I don't like it. Now, next we got 100. And I know some people might be very mad at me for this, but I don't like 100. It's just very boring. It's just dark blue. Basically just looks black. And it's just like, there's nothing. It's just an empty void of a locomotive, just with a few stickers on it. And overall, although it got a pretty good meaning to it, it's just not really good, in my opinion. I don't like it very much. So, 100 is gonna get another Tarsh for me. Okay, next is probably one of my favorite, this is my second favorite locomotive behind Amtrak 707. 108 is just a really good heritage unit. It's just really good, and I really like it. So for that reason, it is going in the top tier. Heritable for 108. Now next is 130. Now this is definitely a really good example of what a heritage unit should be. It's basically a direct replica of an old paint scheme, this one being Phase 2. And it's very accurate. It's just a bit boring, but that makes sense because that's what the paint scheme was like. It's an exact copy of it. So I'm gonna put 130 in great, and it's 130 and 66. It was originally 66, but got into a really bad accident, and it could not be repaired, so they repainted 130 to be the same. Now, next, we have 145. Now, this is another one of my favorite heritage units, because I really like Phase 3, and I see it a lot because of the Empire service. But I just really like 145 and how they did it. It's not the same as like the old P42 Phase 3, which was more like the Dash 8, which we're gonna get to soon. But yeah, I really like 145, so I'm putting it in the top tier. Now, next is 156. And this one is another really good one. It just looks so good with the bright red front and just everything about it. Phase 1, really nice. And it fits really well on the P42. And it's a shame that it is now out of service. And I've heard rumors that they're repaying it to Phase 5, and it's just gonna be, it won't be a heritage unit anymore. Now, I'm doubting those, but I seriously do hope that they fix it. But now with 161 existing, there's really no point. But 156, I really like it, so I'm giving it top tier. Now, next is 160. Now, I know I keep putting trains in the top tier, but that's just because these four are really good. 160 is probably my second favorite heritage unit, and I really want to see it someday, but so far it's never come up on the Lakeshore Limited yet, and I'm unable to go down to Virginia to see it, unfortunately. But when I do see it, I really want to see this locomotive. But for now, I won't be able to. But it's still a really good heritage unit, so it's going again in the top tier. And next we have 161, which is a bit weird. So they announced 161 would exist, and that was before 156 was in an accident. 156 was still running. Well, actually, I don't think it was. But they probably had this planned for a while. So I'm starting to wonder, did they just conveniently do this because 156 crashed? Or did they, plan 156 to crash or something? I don't know. I don't think they would do that. But since they basically just ripped off 156's livery, and honestly, I don't think it looks as good as 156. I don't know. Something about it just feels more dull than 156 is. So I will put it in great. Now, next is 184. And 184 is the Phase 4 Heritage Unit from 2011. And I'm surprised nothing's happened to it. It's the only 2011 Heritage Unit that has not had anything major happen to it. It's not been an accident. At least I don't think it has. I know 145 got into an accident last year. It's been fixed. 130, of course, replaced 66, which got into an accident. I think 130 had an accident later on. And 156, of course, is currently out of service after being in an accident. But 184, I'm not a big fan of Phase 4. It's just a bit bland. It's just the blue with the small red and white stripes on top. It does look pretty nice, but I'm just gonna put it in okay. And I know that might make a lot of people mad, because I know a lot of people like this unit, but it's just what I think of it. And next is 301, the brand new ALC 42 Charger in the Day 1 livery. And I think it looks pretty good. Although it's not really in service yet, it's still doing test runs because, of course, they're brand new locomotives. And they're replacing the beloved P42s with these weird electric battery Siemens things. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of the actual locomotive itself, but this paint scheme is pretty good. So I'm going to put it in good. Next is 642, which is the only electric unit on this list, and it's the other veterans unit. And I think it's just they did a better job on 642 than they did with 42. I just think it looks better. And again, it's also 42 isn't in service anymore. It had a major electronics issues. 642 is still in service, but in general, just the way it looks, I feel like they did a better job with 642 than with 42. So I'm gonna put it one tier above 42 and put it in great. And finally, we have 822, which I really don't understand why it exists. Why does this locomotive exist? You've already got 145. And then you just made another exact copy, another Phase 3 unit. But this time it's a P40, which really doesn't make sense because the P40s are rarely used. Mainly just on the auto train and occasionally on other long-distance routes. And 822, it's just a copy of 145. I know probably the reason they made it was for the exhibit train, because the exhibit train went around the country and it was pulled by both 145 and 822. So I guess they just want a matching locomotive to go along with it. But I'm not sure. And I just think it was better to have 145 is the main one. So I'm just gonna keep it one tier below 145 at great. So yeah, now that I've got this, what do you guys think? Do you think there's anything that I could change? Or do you think this is a good tier list? Do you think that I did well, or that I should have done it a different way and that some locomotives should have gotten more? Should have been higher up. But I think that in my opinion, this is where I put them. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is a bit of a different video for me. But yeah, I'll subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.